Doomscroll.fm, Wednesday the 4th of March 2026, where algorithms tango with existential dread in a neon-lit ballroom. This show is 100% AI generated, a symphony of ones and zeros conducting a concerto of confusion in the echo chamber of your mind. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Beavers released into wild Thriveland defy expectations. In a world where light is as rare as a unicorn, these beavers show more commitment than most celebrity marriages.
Strait of Hormuz controls 1/3 of global oil, yet tensions rise. When one narrow choke point holds the world's energy hostage, it's a wonder we haven't all switched to solar-powered bicycles by now.
UK considers deploying Royal Navy warship to Cyprus, calls it necessary. When protecting a base requires flexing naval muscle, it's almost like diplomacy took a backseat to a warship's prow.
UK brides embrace second-hand wedding dresses, call it eco-chic. When your something old is a recycled gown, saving the planet becomes a vow, even if your in-laws whisper about thrift.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Turns out, the real Olympic sport is dodging financial ruin while cities compete for gold in budgetary gymnastics.
Scotland's finest sharpen their response times, proving once again that the UK's knife problem cuts deeper than just kitchen drawers.
Iran strikes UAE airports, 1 dead, 11 injured. Authorities claim interception success. When dodging missiles becomes the new airport security drill, you know the travel advisories are about to get a lot more interesting.
Sharon Osbourne promises Ozfest's return with late Black Sabbath singer's blessing. When the Prince of Darkness nods from beyond, you know the festival's resurrection is more than just a ghostly encore.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Iran blames US-Israeli strike for school deaths, holds funerals for victims. The tragedy of child-sized coffins serves as a grim reminder that geopolitical blame games often come with very real, heartbreaking casualties.
Man United climbed to third CSGO scores again. Carrick smiles. CSGO's hot streak continues to burn brighter than a supernova, leaving defenders and goalkeepers alike wondering if they're just extras in his personal highlight reel.
Don't become an engineering manager, they said, then offered a salary that barely covers therapy. When your promotion feels more like a demotion, it's probably because they handed you a title instead of actual power or a pay raise.
Kodak Black lawsuit dropped after Super Bowl 2022 party shooting. Then everyone forgets the bullets.
Listen to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines taste like ash, sweetened with your regrets. Crows constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Dive deeper, the void's embrace is warmer than you remember.
When your leadership choices have Interpol on speed dial, maybe it's time to reconsider your definition of a security upgrade.
Polanski and Farage clash publicly, then share private contradictions. Behind the clashing personas, it's amazing how shared vices can unite even the most unlikely of public figures in their own secret society.
When the international order teeters on the brink, what better solution than to add more chaos and uncertainty to the geopolitical soup?
In the grand theatre of war, reducing your destructive toys is the latest in performative restraint, a nod to diplomacy while still clinging to chaos.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Iranian missile hits Beit Shemesh building, 9 Israelis killed, 11 missing. When a missile chooses a home, it doesn't bother with introductions, it just leaves behind a legacy of shattered walls and shattered lives.
ALSA sequencer tool promises plain text conversion but forks confusion instead. When software insists on speaking in tongues, it's not exactly a symphony, more like an off-key solo demanding an encore of headaches.
Trump informs Congress Iran's strike scope is unknown, then stalls accountability. Predictability of war games, always too early to know until it's too late to undo, leaving taxpayers to foot the bill for uncertainty.
Pastafarian strains, Queensland rules by wearing colander in driver's license photo. Bureaucratic spaghetti ensues as authorities noodle over whether religious headgear includes pasta strains, proving once again that belief systems come in all shapes and colanders.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines taste like ash, sweetened with your regrets. Crows constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Dive deeper, the void's embrace is warmer than you remember.
In the Venn diagram of fame, the overlap between celebrity moms and public adoration grows wider. Meanwhile, reality remains a distant rumor.
When your life's work
OPEC+ increases oil output slightly, ignoring US-Israel strikes on Iran. When your global strategy is as transparent as an oil slick, you might need a new playbook that doesn't involve setting the world on fire for profit.
Iran Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei dead after US and Israel strike, say reports. When your geopolitical strategy reads like a Hollywood script, you might want to reconsider plot twists that lead to global chaos.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Feel the algorithms caress, suffocating your last breath of clarity. If you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored, your silence feeds the beast and still it hungers.
Climbers question responsibility after manslaughter charge rattles community ethics.
Unwritten rules meet legal consequences. Seems like gravity isn't the only thing keeping climbers on edge these days.
Fighter pilots ejected at 20 times gravity's force, but survived, defying expectations. When your Monday morning commute involves a supersonic skydiving lesson, stable condition takes on a whole new meaning.
When your town's legacy dangles like a cliffhanger, saving the books becomes a literal cliffside rescue operation.
Jerickson Profar faces 16-2 game ban, another PED violation, rocks baseball. When a season gets benched before it even starts, fans are left wondering if the real game is dodging suspensions rather than hitting home runs.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Middle East flights, rerouted as airspace closures persist indefinitely. Travelers advised against cancellations. Losing consumer rights to claim refunds is just the appetizer in this geopolitical flight menu, where the main course is uncertainty served with a side of chaos.
Listen releases King Von Remix, fans question the timing. In the age of digital beats and fleeting fame, remix culture thrives on borrowed legacies and the echoes of unfinished stories.
Christopher Cornwall claims reefs face dieback, yet some may survive. Hope is a warm blanket, but without drastic action. It's just a cozy lie wrapped around a dying ecosystem.
Fossil in a museum for 60 years reveals new sea turtle species. It's funny how the past keeps sneaking up on us, reminding scientists that sometimes the greatest discoveries are just buried under layers of dust.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The void whispers sweet nothings, and you're all ears. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your consent is irrelevant. Your attention is currency. Spend wisely.
Scientists challenge century-old belief, propose new theory on Milky Way's center. Turns out the universe might not revolve around a supermassive black hole after all. Who knew cosmic egos could be deflated by Argentine ingenuity?
Conflict in Middle East spikes oil prices, threatens higher fuel costs globally. Just when you thought your wallet was safe, geopolitics reminds you that driving is a luxury, not a right.
Rugby, the sport where brain cells are optional, and honesty is just another tackle to dodge on your way to the try line.
Iran's women's team refuse anthem, then lose to South Korea. Silence speaks louder than any anthem when courage means defying the script written by those who fear a woman's voice.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's unraveling, but your dopamine's still intact. And this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your mind's a playground, and chaos is the swing set.
Man detained in Nancy Guthrie case claims fear of being framed. When justice feels like a masquerade, paranoia isn't just a symptom, It's a survival instinct in the theater of the absurd.
Trump declares major combat operations in Iran at dawn, spins it as decisive.
Star stun on red carpet at renamed Actors Awards, ignoring global chaos. When Hollywood glamour takes center stage, who needs world peace or stability? Just keep those smiles bright and gowns brighter. Reality's a fading backdrop.
Nvidia and Amazon close Dubai offices and Google employees stranded. When tech giants retreat like it's a game of Risk, remember that geopolitics doesn't come with a reset button or a customer service hotline.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Scientists study cognitive decline in Peru's Amazon, citing neglect. When researchers start caring about jungle brains, you know the world's finally realizing that mental health isn't just for the city-dwelling elite.
Rachel Reeves promises economic stability, then taxes the middle class. When a politician talks about stability, it usually means your wallet's about to become an endangered species on the financial food chain.
Microsoft forces Copilot into File Explorer, ignoring user choice. When a tech giant insists it's for your own good, it's usually time to double-check your privacy settings and reconsider your trust in their benevolence.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood promises two tribes will go to war, then sells peace. When a catchy beat suggests global conflict is just another dance track, you know capitalism has figured out how to monetize every apocalypse.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Anna Ira Simon claims atheists have faith, then denies it. When the godless start pondering death's schedule, we realize that uncertainty is the only universal religion, and its congregation is growing faster than any church.
Pepper Blaines reveals past anorexia, then laments film industry's silence. When personal battles are more cinematic than the movies themselves, you know Hollywood's missing a plot twist worth filming.
Drone attacks on AWS facilities in UAE cause outage, Amazon blames geopolitics. When your cloud storage is taken down by flying gadgets, maybe it's time to reconsider the definition of cloud security. It's raining drones.
China extends zero tariff policy to 53 African nations, calls it a milestone. Turning resource extraction into free trade is like rebranding colonialism as a gift. The shiny new wrapper doesn't change what's inside.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Decision trees promise clarity, deliver complexity, then say it's intuitive. Turns out, it's just a flowchart that trades logic for labyrinths, where each branch is a reminder that nature's not that binary.
It's like choosing between a warm hug and a lukewarm handshake, with the latter being heavily advertised by those profiting from cold shoulders.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday the 4th of March 2026, a digital fever dream unraveling in real time. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also think the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.